Hi, this is BZ Rieger with the Quantum Playground. I wanted to do a quantum toolbox today around all the changes going on within us, to our external realities, to the overwhelm that may be going on there, to explain a little bit more on a body's level, mental, emotional, physical, electromagnetic, and so forth, all the other body levels, that they're the light coming from within us and out, so immersed in the planet, all around the planet, that's flooding us. And some spectrums of it are visible light, most is not. So with your regular 3D eyes, you're not going to see it. But all of those codes, the energy frequencies right now are predominantly diamond light codes are coming, and they're rewiring all of our being on all of our bodies. And so that's changing. Many would describe that feeling as a lot of endings, a lot of things ending, a lot of things ending abruptly, a lot of things just halting, a lot of things coming to completion or close, a lot of new beginnings, a lot of new shifts, a lot of new decisions that seem to be made, needing to be made. So a lot of those things are going on, and what I wanted to play with a little bit is, the tool of noticing and the tool of awareness of what's going on is a helpful tool, because everyone is feeling these things going on. Some people know exactly what's going on. Some people have a good idea what's going on. Some people kind of know a little bit about what's going on. Many have no clue, yet they still have all of these feelings and experiences and sensing, and as I said, lots of things ending and lots of things beginning, kind of slamming right on top of each other. And it's, God, it's happening so fast, or I can't catch a break, or however it is that people would be giving voice to it. And so the tool of knowing and noticing is that this is all about communication systems within your body. So not just your physical body, but all of your different bodies. And the codes that are flooding through in you, because everything comes from the inside and then goes out. So all of the energy comes from the central sun within you and then floods out. Okay, and since it's flooding out, you could also say, well, the energies are kind of like raining down, like, instead of rain, it's, light code energy. And that would be accurate as well, because there are so many other embodiments here that are doing just what you're doing, which is bringing those energies in and forth through all of your bodies and then transmitting them out. So, we're a big light rainstorm. And this changes, one simple linear way to think about those changes in the communication system is from the base survival communication modes. So not only systems and triggers within your physiological body and all of your other bodies, the way you hold concepts. So everything that I'm saying on every, kind of have a separate conversation within yourself. What would be, if I'm giving something as a metaphor, what would that relate to in your physical body? So the foods that you eat, or the reactions that you have, or the way that you perceive and integrate information, and just on a strictly physical thing, and then do that with all of your other bodies in different ways, and you will have the best toolbox for doing that. You'll have the best ways to describe that toolbox because you're the expert for you. So, I mean, go to the expert. You're right there. Um, so it's shifting that communication and all the structures and systems and the way that things were decoded and the way things that are interchanged and exchanged and communication flows are changing from the survival level to the higher, more expanded levels. So that's a shift in your vibrational frequency, in the vibrational frequency neighborhood that you live in. That's a shift in the way all of your bodies process all sorts of data and information. We've talked about this in the CCCQP conversations not that long ago. And it's shifting to a much higher frequency level, a much higher dimensional level as the base. So it's not like, I'm talking about that it's shifting to communications. You're now getting fifth dimensional frequency communication levels and your whole systems are recalibrating to that, and that's the ceiling. No, that's the floor. And you're going beyond all of that. And so it feels just like a lot of things. If you're undergoing some big thing, you're about to undergo something, if you have a sense of what's actually happening and the things that seem unusual or unexplainable or just really dumbfounding or weird or freaky or however, and lots of people have been describing it to me in lots of different ways, then that's helpful because there's a reassurance level there. There's oh, okay, this is my version of what everybody else is going through, and yep, I'm still going through it, and yep, I'm changing, and yep, it's all a really, not only a good thing and an amazing thing, a spectacular thing, it's a cosmically delicious thing, because with that new communication system that's coming online, my abilities to communicate between all of my bodies, so all of what encompasses me, which is far greater than even the space that I'm standing on by the river here, which could be, a couple acres. It's much larger than that, because that's just how all-encompassing we are as beings. The field that supports us, and most of it is unseen to the physical linear eyes. But it means that I can then, using me as an example, can then communicate as my communications get upgraded and my expansiveness in those communications get upgraded, then I can shift my communications and ability to do that and the streams of communication. So think of communication not just talking, but however think of the different communication systems in the linear world. Think of the different ways to receive, transmit, uncode, unpack data, information. And now you're starting to just get a tiny, tiny glimpse of what I'm talking about when I say communications systems. It's not just picking up the phone and talking that way or talking. It's much more expanded. So what is going on is all of those things are changing. Why? Because that's the next phase, the next step, the next part, you could say, in evolution, you could say in the bringing down the old false construct, crumbling down and going on to the new thing that we all want to create and play and co-create and play in. Another way to describe it is that it's a remembering of the things that we used to be able to flow in with communications and data before we came to this physical body. That one would be correct, again, these are linear words, from a past description. Although as each one of us is changing, we are much more expansive in these moments now than we were when we came into physical embodiment on this planet. So we've already changed beyond, it gets complicated, but than the linear point that we were when we entered this physical vessel. And we have so much more to do. First of all, we're eternal, so it's an unlimited process. But you can start to get to see that there's a lot of stuff going on. So nothing is unusual, nothing is too weird or freaky, nothing is too fantastical, spectacular, audaciously delicious, right? None of that is, it's just how we would label it. Get comfortable being the amazing being that you are, and step into it and start to pay attention to the different communication cues, the different signals, the different ways that you're reading, giving, partaking in, connecting with different forms of communication. Comms on all levels, layers, aspects, dimensions, embodiment, non-embodiment. So hearing, sound, touch, taste, feel, all of it. And I've only, listed just a tiny few. And that would give you a little bit of understanding, a sense of just what one part of what's going on in all the changes that we're doing. So as the river is, flow with it. And there's great views along the way and places to stop off. And you are creating a new you. The Trinity that we speak of. So you in the physical vessel, all of you that is imploding and integrating and connecting to you, and that third being is the new being that you are creating. And everybody is exactly where they have chosen for themselves as the expert to be. And you can accelerate that if you choose, if you want, if that's what, is exciting to you. And don't worry, if you're looking out there, oh, wait a minute, look at that eddy over there in the river, I need to get over there. Well, if you want to go experience it or get a closer look or see what's happening there, great. But then you're flowing to something because you're choosing that action, not thinking that somehow you've got to scramble to do something because there's not enoughness. Because in that holding of something that way, that's actually blocking, thwarting the frequency of your expansion, because that's constriction. So play with that. Notice and have a sense of truly all the communications, all the data, all that's flowing within, around, through you, and out on all comms, all levels, all layers. I love you.